Yes, that makes sense. Did you look into any other festivals?
Yes, we did. What we're planning to do is more research into water festivals. We found that in Asian countries, where there aren't any carnival celebrations, there are still festivals that involve people splashing each other with water. Actually, we found references to them in Burma, Thailand, Vietnam, China, and Japan. But we also found a reference to a water festival in Mexico. So we thought we'd look into that a bit more and see if we can find any similarities between these countries. We realised that water is more than just a way of cooling people down in hot weather. It also has a lot of different religious meanings and purposes. For instance, we found that in some societies, water can mean life or wealth or just luck.
Yes, and another thing we found out is that these water festivals often celebrate the beginning of the new year, just like the original celebrations hundreds of years ago before the carnival. So, up to now, we found that the carnival and the seasons are linked by ancient traditions, and that water plays an important part in the celebrations.
Good morning. Thank you for inviting me to talk to you today. I like speaking to students, especially when there's a chance of making their lives a bit safer. Just to start, does anyone know what the most common crime is? No? Well, theft is the most common crime in the UK. There are various kinds of theft. For instance, robbery. When a thief takes something away from someone personally, like when you're walking in the street and someone grabs your handbag or your mobile and runs away, that's robbery. Another form of theft is burglary, when a thief breaks into your house and steals your property. OK, now I'd like to go on to talk about safety on holiday. You probably know that when you're on holiday abroad, you're in much more danger of being robbed. This is because you probably don't know the country very well. For example, you might not realise that you're in a dangerous area. One of the things you can do to protect yourself is to keep your passport and money in the safe in the hotel. You can always go back and get them if you need them. Another thing you can do is take an old mobile with you on holiday. These new smartphones are very popular with thieves all over the world. It's safer just to take an old one.
I can see some of you are thinking that it all sounds rather dangerous, but I know lots of people who've been there and had a really great time. They followed advice from the authorities, like making sure they didn't wear expensive jewellery in the street. And I'd certainly advise anyone travelling to Latin America to do the same. Another thing you should be careful of is not to go to lonely places at night. But of course, that's the same anywhere. But I must say, you do have to be very careful in some parts of Latin America when you take your money out of a cash machine. Sometimes you find that thieves stand very close to people at cash machines and take their money as it comes out.
Ouch! My head still hurts from last night.
Well, Christian, that'll teach you to stay out drinking until 4 a.m.
Yeah, but Brenda, it was a great night. It was Jimmy's 30th birthday. I had to be there.
Fair enough. Still, you were at work on time. That's pretty impressive.
Thank goodness for bacon sandwiches, and thank goodness for coffee. I must have had 12 cups of coffee today.
Well, as long as you're on good form tonight.
Tonight? What's on tonight?
Don't tell me you've forgotten the staff Christmas party. You're the DJ. There'll be no music without you.
Don't worry, Brenda. I've got all my CDs here with me. I won't let you down. How are we going to get there?
If you like, I can give you a lift there. I'll need your help with the navigation anyway.
It's at the Holton Hotel, isn't it? It's actually quite easy to get to. You go over Brighton Bridge, over that big roundabout, and then turn left at the petrol station with a big blue sign.
Is that the one opposite the Design Museum?
That's it. Then just go straight on for 3 miles and you'll get to Green Park. The hotel's just next to it. Easy.
OK, so if it starts at 7:30, what time should we leave the office?
Well, it's Christmas. Let's finish at 4:30 and have a couple of pints at the pub. The Red Lion is a perfect place for a nice beer.
You just don't stop, do you? Still, that's a nice idea. I like the Red Lion. I can't drink, of course, but I think it's a good idea. As the boss, I suppose I should buy a few rounds for Christmas. OK, listen up, everyone. We're finishing today at 4:30, and before we head off to the Holton, we're all going to the pub over the road. That's an order. I'm buying, so you should definitely be there. Hi there, everyone. I hope Ron covered everything at the meeting before lunch. Any questions? Just in case you're not sure, I'll give you the details about the trip today and about what you'll be doing tomorrow. Depending on traffic, this journey should take about 7 hours, so we reckon we'll be in Newcastle at 8 o'clock this evening. There'll be dinner as soon as we get there. The camp manager normally makes us an excellent spaghetti bolognese, and there's always plenty of red wine, so you should sleep pretty well. There are 2 people to a tent, and please make sure you get the right one. The camp manager's got a list of which tent you'll be in, so don't worry. They're clearly marked. Tomorrow we have to be up and out at 7:30 for breakfast. We start work at 9 a.m. We will need at least a few hours to get things ready. The festival opens at 1 in the afternoon, and you'll get a chance to go and see some of the bands playing. Please let your supervisor know when you want your 2 hours off. Anyway, I hope we have a good trip, and I'm sure the festival's going to be fantastic. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask.